These are the Viture Pro XR Glasses, lightweight techwear that lets you play games and watch videos on a giant screen wherever you are. At first glance, they look like a normal pair of sunglasses, with no one on the outside expecting you to be hooked up to a phone, a tablet, laptop or desktop to experience things in 2D or even 3D, which ultimately makes it a discreet and portable gadget. Before we dive deeper down the rabbit hole, this video is sponsored by Viture, but as always, opinions are my own. I've been testing these for over a week, and as someone who mostly uses headsets like the Apple Vision Pro and Meta Quest 3, I was surprised by what these types of glasses have to offer. But before I share the pros and cons, let's talk about what's in the box. I gotta give them points for presentation. The unboxing experience is pretty fun. Inside you'll find a simple 4-step introduction, on the left safety guidelines, and on the right a quick start guide plus cleaning cloth. The star of the show are of course the glasses, which come in a case that does feel a little cheap. The Viture Pros themselves though look super sleek, featuring a nice matte black design. Highlights include knobs on top to adjust the lenses and sharpen your view, built-in speakers on the sidearms, and buttons to dim or control the volume and brightness. As you may have noticed, the optics are quite thick, because they work like a prism, projecting an image forward so it looks like it's floating a few feet in front of your eyes. It's easy to miss, but inside the case there's a small compartment for the magnetic cable too. One end snaps to the back of the glasses and the other goes into pretty much any USB-C device. For the full list of compatible devices, I will leave a link in the description, as there are just too many to name. Last but not least, you get different nose pads and a hair clip cover, which definitely come in handy. Anyways, so far I really enjoyed my time with these glasses, from watching movies, sports and concerts to playing video games. It's been a pleasure for the eyeballs. Talking about gaming, you have plenty of options. You can pair a controller to your phone, use a handheld like a Steam Deck, or hook it up to your PC. Between physical titles, you can also choose to utilize cloud gaming such as GeForce Now and Xbox Game Pass, meaning you don't need the latest hardware. Whatever you go for, from my experience, things were smooth, and there was no noticeable latency, never making me miss out on the action. Only when you want to use your Nintendo Switch, you have to buy into their special mobile dock that converts its video signal to work with USB-C. Watching shows, sports and movies is just as great. Netflix, Disney+, Prime, you name it, it's all in your pocket. Subtitles are readable and you can enjoy everything in private, as no one can see what happens on the out or inside. Obviously, a must-try are 3D movies. It really brings scenes to life right in front of you. That said, finding good quality 3D content isn't that easy. You often need to manually transfer files from your own Blu-ray collection to your device to get the full catalog. What you see inside the glasses is basically a mirror of your device. The screen is always centered in your vision, so you don't get 6 degrees of freedom. But that gives you the opportunity to chill on the couch or lie in bed without losing track of your screen. You can overlay the entertainment on top of your surroundings or dim the glasses, darkening about 95% of the display. If you try hard, you can still notice slight outlines around you, but once you focus on the screen, you totally forget about it. On video, it might look small, but the screen is roughly 135 inches, Full HD, running at 120 Hz. 1080p may sound low, yes, but since it's projected so close to your eyes, the difference in resolution is barely noticeable. The field of view is around 46 degrees, which is decent, and thanks to the special coating on the lenses, it handles strong lighting from outdoors and room lights like a champ. But you can still catch glare or reflections at certain obscure angles. You can buy a lens cover for $9, something that should have just been included. I mean, come on. To answer your question, yes, you can wear the Pros outside, but you want to make sure you are stationary at all times. As long as you find yourself a shady spot, you should be good to go. The micro OLED display is beautiful, by the way. It's sharp, has no blurry edges, the colors pop, and contrast is solid. Dark scenes can look a bit washed out compared to bright ones, but nothing too distracting. You can crank the brightness up to 4000 nits alongside different color filters. So beyond mirroring your device, Viture has their own PC and mobile app called Spacewalker, made specifically for the glasses. On mobile, it turns your phone into a remote and serves as a central hub for streaming and cloud gaming services. It works, but the UI is really basic and feels extremely cheap compared to how premium the hardware is. If you do like using it, you can upgrade the experience with an additional iPhone adapter, and this lets you charge your phone and gives you 3 degrees of freedom for multiple screens. I've tried it, and honestly, unless you're a huge sports fan or plan to do light productivity, you're not missing out. Only problem you will run into when skipping the Spacewalker app is that you have to constantly look at your phone to navigate your entertainment, which is, well, pretty annoying. Now, the built-in speakers are probably the weakest part of the glasses. The volume is low, it sounds flat, and there's barely any bass. For the price, I definitely expected more. I'm afraid you have to use your own earbuds or over-ear headphones to make it truly immersive. At only 21.8 grams, these come close to wearing a regular pair of sunglasses. You'd expect some front heaviness due to the thick lenses, but surprisingly, that's not the case. They're comfy and lightweight. Do keep in mind that I myself have a narrow-shaped head. I think that if yours is quite wide, the stiff arms may put too much pressure on your own, but I guess you have to test it to find out. I was also quite lucky to find the perfect nose piece to keep things centered, but that might be a different story for others too. The only issues I encountered is that the right arm gets warm after 10 minutes or so, my hair sometimes getting caught between the magnet and the cable being too short. Luckily, you can extend the cable if you want to. So while we wrap up this video, the portability is really the main selling point here. I can totally see myself using these on a regular basis during flights, train or bus rides. Of course, I'm hoping that future versions can be connected wirelessly. That's the ultimate dream. At home, I'd probably still reach for my Apple Vision Pro or Meta Quest. I know most people don't have multiple devices to choose from, and honestly, it's easy to lose sight of that sometimes. This is my job, so I get to test a bunch of different gear without having to commit to just one. Over the years, I've used all kinds of devices, and I've learned that it's not really fair to compare today's tech glasses with full-on headsets. They're simply designed for very different things. But it doesn't take away you can only spend your money once. So let me at least point you into the right direction. Right now, the XR Pro glasses are priced at $409. If commuting takes up a lot of your time, the fact you can just pull these out of your pocket and being plug and play is a huge advantage. In my books, they're a must-have travel gadget. But if you mostly hang at home and want to play VR games too, the Quest 3S at $300 is a serious contender. And there you go, those are my first impressions of the Viture Pro XR glasses. I'm looking forward comparing these with other brands on the market to see who has the pair that rules them all, and we'll keep an eye on how the hardware and software evolves over time. If you're interested in getting these, you can find a link in the description below. Until next time, bye bye and see you in the future.